Good afternoon. I hope you all had a great weekend. The market continued the rally from Friday, providing us with another day of large returns. The S&P 500 had a day, posting a gain of 1.2%. This gain pushed the index into the green for the year. The Dow had an even better day, obtaining a gain of 1.7%, all while the NASDAQ posted a still impressive gain of 1.13%, finishing at a fresh all-time high and bringing its year-to-date gains of 10.6%. During trading, the National Bureau of Economic Research said that this downturn due to the coronavirus is officially a recession. The NBER's Business Cycle Dating Committee said in a statement, quote, "The committee recognizes that the pandemic and the public health response have resulted in a downturn with different characteristics and dynamics than prior recessions." They continued, quote, "Nonetheless, it concluded that the unprecedented magnitude of the decline in employment and production and its broad reach across the entire economy warrants the designation of this episode as a recession, even if it turns out to be briefer than earlier contractions." As a rule of thumb, recessions are thought to entail 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. However, that isn't always the case, and it's generally the NBER's decision to determine recessions. The committee noted that, quote, "A significant decline in economic activity spread across the economy, normally visible in production, employment, and other indicators. A recession begins when the economy reaches a peak of economic activity and ends when the economy reaches its trough." US GDP fell 5% in the first quarter, but many are expecting a decline in US GDP of possibly more than 50% for the second quarter. The Fed also found itself in the news spotlight today, as it announced that it would be expanding its Main Street program to allow for greater participation in the program. The central bank said that it's lowering the initially stated minimum loan and raising the maximum that can be borrowed. Plus, it is expanding the loan terms to 5 years. The program is part of the Fed's efforts to get money to small and medium-sized businesses, which were hurt during the coronavirus-induced recession. Under the new guidelines, the minimum loan will now be $250,000, half the amount under the previous versions of the plan. The maximum will now vary by facility, but could be up to $300 million from the previous $200 million. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell recently said that the program was days away from making its first loan and said the central bank was revamping provisions based on feedback received from thousands of sources. He said, quote, "Supporting small and mid-sized businesses so they are ready to reopen and rehire workers will help foster a broad-based economic recovery." He continued, quote, "I am confident the changes we are making will improve the ability of the Main Street lending program to support employment during this difficult period." The great day was felt by everyone, with oil and gas stocks leading the way up, gaining above 4.6% on average today. Utilities also posted a nice day, gaining more than 3% on average. Morningstar's data shows that again, today's rally was felt by everybody. However, small cap stocks and value and core stocks felt the benefit of the rally the most. Small cap value nearly gained 4% on average, while large cap growth gained only 0.45% on average. The largest gainer in the S&P 500 today is daily occurring guest Coty Incorporated, which, as we all know, is known for its Kylie Jenner makeup line. Today, they gained an astounding 22.24% during regular hours trading. No news in particular seems to be responsible for this move. Instead, investors could be seeing immense value, especially as there are rumors about Coty being close to striking a collaboration with Jenner's relative, Kim Kardashian. Next up is Norwegian Cruise Line, which gained nearly 20% in trading today, and an additional 8% in after hours. This move comes on the back of continued optimism about the reopening of the economy and the capital appreciation potential left in Norwegian Cruise Line. The biggest loser today was Amcor plc, which is a packaging company. Today, they moved down 3.5% and an additional 1.9% during after hours. There is no new news to back up the sell-off, but it seems clear that investors are taking profits and moving that money to other companies. Last but not least, the other loser was Keysight Technologies, which manufactures electronics test and measurement equipment and software. Today, they fell 3.33% during trading. Again, no news backs up this sell-off, but it's clear that they have the same story as the previously mentioned Amcor plc. Investors are taking profits. Getting into earnings, we start with Stitch Fix, ticker symbol SFIX, which is an online personal styling service. Today, their earnings were disappointing, and it sent shares tumbling more than 7% after hours. EPS missed estimates by 19 cents, as they came in with a loss of 33 cents per share. Revenue also missed, as they came in with $371.73 million, missing estimates by $42.81 million and representing a decline in revenue of 9.1% year over year. Stitch Fix reported increases in active clients of 9% year over year and net revenue per active client of 6%, despite a revenue drop of 9% for the quarter. The retailer generated an adjusted EBITDA loss of $40.3 million during the quarter versus a loss of $0.3 million a year ago. Next up, we have Casey's General Stores, ticker symbol CASY, which is a popular Midwest chain of gas stations. Today's earnings were mixed, as they missed EPS estimates by 3 cents, coming in with a gain of $1.67 per share. Revenue beat expectations by $50 million, as they came in with quarterly revenue of $1.81 billion, which represents a decline of revenue of 17% on a year-over-year basis. These earnings disappointed investors as shares went down more than 4% after hours. The company says it had significant momentum for the first half of the quarter inside the store, but slowing customer traffic related to COVID-19 contributed to lower overall volume declines. Lastly, we have Coupa Software, ticker symbol COUP, which is a global technology company. Today, they reported earnings of 20 cents, beating estimates by 13 cents. Revenue was $119.23 million, beating estimates by $7.37 million, and beating a growth in revenue of 46.6% on a year-over-year basis. After hours, they moved down 4.56%, but shares are still up more than 85% on a year-over-year basis. Thanks for watching. That is all I have for today. Currently, stock market futures are flat. As always, I hope you have a great evening. I will see you again tomorrow.